Before we start, I want you to imagine something. Imagine yourself on the mound. You look into your catcher for the sign, and then you zone out. You realize that the crowd of 42,000 plus people in the stands are all watching you. Not to mention the thousands of people watching at home as well. Every mistake and every movement you make is criticized by thousands of people. Nerve-wracking, right? Well, it certainly was to Rick Ankiel, and this is his incredible story from MLB pitcher to center fielder. Coming out of high school, Rick Ankiel was a very highly touted prospect. During his senior year, Ankiel went 11-1 and struck out 162 batters in only 74 innings pitched, which means that during his senior year, he had a K per 9 of 19.7, which for a little reference, the highest K per 9 in the MLB right now is Chris Sale with a 13.5. With Ankiel putting up numbers like that, he was named the USA Today High School Player of the Year, and the St. Louis Cardinals took notice. They selected Ankiel in the second round of the 1997 MLB draft, and he received a $2.5 million signing bonus as well. Ankiel cruised through the minors, which boosted his prospect status. He led the minors in strikeouts and won Minor League Player of the Year. And after less than 2 full years in the minors, Ankiel got the call. Ankiel made his major league debut at just 20 years old in Montreal. During his debut, Ankiel went 5 innings and gave up 5 hits and 3 runs. This obviously wasn't the debut Ankiel was looking for, but everyone needs a first step. The rest of 1999 went by pretty fast, as Ankiel only pitched in 9 games, but he did pitch his first full season in 2000. Ankiel had a really solid season in 2000. He posted a 3.50 ERA, had a 9.98 K per 9, and had an 11-7 record. Rick also ended up finishing second in the Rookie of the Year voting. Then came the postseason. The Cards won the NL Central in 2000, and they were matched up against the Braves in the NLDS, with Hall of Fame pitcher Greg Maddux taking the mound for the Braves in Game 1. With the Cardinals only having 2 starting pitchers left on the roster, Ankiel was given the ball for Game 1, and this game would change everything. Ankiel looked solid for the first 2 innings, but then the 3rd inning was a different story. During the 3rd inning, Ankiel only allowed 2 hits but gave up 4 runs. How? Well, in that inning, Ankiel threw 5 wild pitches, and these weren't just normal wild pitches. There is a major influence on the word wild. Rick Ankiel's rookie season was puzzling. At what first looked like a new young star turned into a major concern. Ankiel later went on to say, "My rookie season was over. It had ended with plenty of crisp, confident bullpen sessions scattered around 11 watts and 9 wild pitches in 4 postseason innings. Put me on a mound, put a catcher behind the plate, and I would throw hard, precise fastballs. Add 50,000 spectators and a working scoreboard, and somewhere between my starting arm forward and releasing the ball, I'd black out. Just for a split second. Just long enough to throw a ball to the backstop. I consoled myself with a long offseason coming, knowing there'd be no pitches to throw tomorrow or the next day or the next week. I consoled others with a practice, I'm good, I'll be fine, see you in February, we'll get 'em then." And then when you think about it, what Ankiel is feeling makes a lot of sense here. In baseball, the pitcher controls the game. He controls the pace of the game, and most of the time, pitchers making mistakes is what results in offense. Thousands of people are watching your every move, expecting you maybe to not be perfect, but pretty good, because you're a professional, right? Ankiel's consoling of himself didn't work when it was time for the regular season. During the 2001 season, Ankiel had an ERA of 7.13 and walked 25 batters in 24 innings. The Cardinals had seen enough. Rick Ankiel was headed back to the minors. It couldn't get any worse though, right? The crowds in the minor leagues are way less. Well, nope. In AAA, Ankiel walked 17 batters in only 4 1/3 innings pitched. After this scenario, the Cardinals thought it would be best to send Ankiel all the way back to rookie ball, and that's what they did. In rookie ball, Ankiel was doing a lot better, and he was also hitting very well, which may have opened up his mind to becoming a position player. But Ankiel wasn't ready to give up pitching yet. He continued to pitch somewhat decent in the minors before he had to get Tommy John surgery. And after the surgery, he did end up returning to the majors in 2004 as a relief pitcher, and his control was a lot better. He rarely had a wild pitch, and also very few walks. However, in 2005, Ankiel announced that he would be switching to an outfield position, and in a little over a year, Ankiel was back in the majors, this time as a center fielder. And in his first game back, he did this.
In the order, no hits.
Ankiel out to deep right field. Has a chance to leave the ballpark. It's gone! A 3-run.
Ankiel was back and he was here to stay. No more lack of control, no more yips. And Rick actually became one of the best defensive outfielders I've seen. He didn't have an arm, he had an absolute hose. Also, in 2008, he hit 25 dingers. Where you at, Shohei Ohtani? After Ankiel signed with the Royals in 2010, he continued to bounce around from team to team before his eventual retirement. Or so we thought. Just a few weeks ago, Ankiel announced that he is attempting to make a comeback as a relief pitcher. Now, this isn't the only time we've heard of players trying to make comebacks. Rafael Palmeiro. And even though most of them are unsuccessful, Ankiel is only 39 years old. And don't forget, he still has that hose. But regardless of how Rick Ankiel's comeback goes, this is still one of the most interesting careers in baseball history. From a young star to a frustrated soul, someone that couldn't control the spotlight, only to come back years later to figure it out, and be able to hit and pitch at the level that he did. That's some Babe Ruth type stuff right there. So best of luck to you and your comeback, Rick Ankiel. I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to drop a like on the video, and if you're new, be sure to subscribe to the channel because we are almost at 20,000 subscribers. And if you are subscribed, hit that bell button so you never miss a new video. And also, just to let y'all know, I have to figure out this thing on YouTube before I can release the merch, but here's what it looks like. Looks pretty great, and yes, it will be out very soon as YouTube fixes their thing. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Yeah, I love her off. Said she love me, but she cut me off. Yeah, late nights on the boulevard, hitting stains on an empty heart, yeah. I love her off. Said she love me, but she cut me off. Yeah, late nights on the boulevard, hitting stains on an empty heart, yeah.